Hello, and welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day of the year to take your political questions out of the chat. So just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have got epic troll slayers who have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you are interested in, or you can watch back on a higher speed or whatever works for you. So I always feel weird doing this, but if I have too much moisturizer on my hands, I just reach back and I just put it on my lower back. TMI. But, you know, could always use it. Anyway, here we are. All right, hello. Oh, boy. I did see Melissa gifted 20 memberships to random people in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Janie King. Happy Friday, sugar. I love that. Yeah, mouth, waste not, want not. There we go. All right. And yes, Raymond, release the Epstein files. Yeah. Okay. So, the nails today are kind of wild. They're a mixture. And I specifically wanted to wear these because the black is really, really black. Because this is a dark blue shirt, but I've been checking with this new camera, and none of my black clothes are black anymore, which is not helpful. So, all right, turn that off. There, that should help. All right, we'll jump in. So where we are starting over here is that there was just a, well, let's start with this, and then we'll go into the federal workers. Okay, so anyway, but we're not starting there. Okay, where we're starting at 2 minutes 45 seconds in is dun, da, da, who saw the good news this morning? Who woke up, checked the news, and saw Nobel Peace Prize given to one Venezuelan, someone from Central or South America, 2 from someone fighting against Trump's buddy, 3 obviously not an English speaker, and 4 a woman. Thank you, Pam. Oh, that was, it wasn't just like, mwah, chef's kiss. It was more like, chef's kiss, mwah, 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 mwah. Oh, wow. Thank you, Dave. Oh, it is a good day, Valerie. Oh, thank you, Nobel Committee. Oh, it was rigged. It was stolen. It was... denied. Oh, woe is him. Base of power. Even at that ridiculous cabinet meeting, they were, you really deserve this, sir, with tears in their eyes. No. Blah. King of Cups. You know, everybody was talking about it, and this is announced. This was announced today. This was decided weeks ago. So everybody who knew was listening to all of these flunkies fawning over Trump, going, Page of Pentacles, Three of Swords. The amount of damage he's done, the cruelty he is inflicting on families. He is sending troops into his he's sending troops into cities that oppose him politically. You're not going to win. You're not going to win an eraser like a third grader. You're not going to win a special pencil. So, yeah. Yeah. Just want to double check here. Lisa K says it's a great day. I dropped my ballot off. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, thank you, Julie. Blue and black, a flower. A blue-black salvia. They grow very big and full of flowers for late summer and early fall. I'll have to, I wish I had time to make a note of that. But, yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Mega Karen is saying he thought he could cheat the Nobel Peace Prize the same way he cheats at everything else. Agreed. 100% agreed. So, does he finally give up? Carmen says Aaron Parnas is reporting Qatar is planning on building a military base in Idaho. Okay, first of all, huh? Second of all, where? Third of all, why? Anyway, just finishing up here. The committee laughing down their sleeves. Nil point. All those prizes given out for literature, for science, for all of this, and you got nothing. You got nothing, Dumpty. Bupkis. Adding insult to injury. Yeah, you don't want to be around him. He's all mad. Melissa, is that the stink eye or confusion? This is confusion. Huh? But Idaho? Isn't Idaho landlocked? What would that? Okay, I'll have to look into that because how? Okay, not Florida, not California, not the East Coast, Gulf Coast, huh? Okay, it's an air base in Idaho. Okay. Anyway, I'm just gonna. I'll look into that, but okay. All right, at 9 minutes in. It doesn't make sense. So literally before I came on, there was a headline that, we knew old President Blunderdum, the king of the bog of eternal stench, has decided he's going to start mass layoffs in the government. Can't blame Doge. Can't blame Elon. No, this is going to fall strictly squarely on you, dum-dum. So that people get fewer services that they were counting on. So wait lines are longer. Summer Virgo says those Epstein files must be insanely wild. I know, right? I can't even imagine. How bad are they? Considering everything he's gotten away with? Colleen says there's a base in Idaho has deep silos with missiles, a secret area. They're getting a silo? They're getting a silo. Okay, I'm going to put this seat back in the trash here, and I'm going to, they're getting a silo. Okay, anyway, so make that 10:30. So is this going to, let's say, cause a little blowback onto Dumpty? You know, it's one thing to just sit there when you're getting paid, you have Cadillac health care, and you just start kicking people off. Marie says now the Republican Congress wants to open back up for a resolution vote to award their Peace Prize to Dumpty. Is that true? Did you make that up, or is that in the news? But yeah, please come back together. Then Johnson has no excuse not to swear in the latest Democratic member. Yeah, don't need to wait another week. So is this going to blow back in Trumpy's face? Doesn't help him. This really doesn't help him. I thought he went for his second annual checkup yesterday, Anne. I'm not sure. Where he says Midas touch, yes. Okay. My brain is I'm having trouble today just wrapping my head around the abject stupidity. The checkups today, thank you. Okay. Anyway. Well, he's saying he's doing this. I need to check my news. Breaking. Firings of federal workers have begun at government government shutdown drags on. White House budget chief announces. Russell Vought, whatever, announced on Friday the government has started firing federal workers as the government shutdown drags on. Trump administration had initially promised to swiftly roll out mass layoffs for federal workers at the start of the government's lapse in funding. That appeared to shift strategy. But on Friday, the White House budget chief posted on X, the RIFs have begun, the RIF. It was not immediately clear how many federal workers had received RIF, or reduction in force, notices, but an OMB spokesman said the layoffs were substantial. There's your communication from the far right. Isolation. It's quiet. I mean, most of the government's shut down. Dumpty's feeling very stressed. Oh, really? Because when Johnson is essentially forced to swear in that Democratic lawmaker, you know, he already swore in the Republican lawmakers within 24 hours, but her, not so much. But she is reportedly going to be the 218th signature that they need to force the release of the Epstein files. Oh, Dumpty. World card right in the center. This is huge world, but it's also often an ending. Page of Cups, Page of Wands. This is going to hurt both Democrats and Republicans, because it makes the populace, the people out here, feel that much more helpless. Not helpless. Vulnerable. That's the word I'm looking for. Because things that we need aren't happening. But Dumpy's still building the Epstein ballroom. Let them eat Epstein files. That's a good point. That's a good point, Lewis. Biennial is every 2 years. Biannual is twice a year. Thank you. I like that. Thank you. That's a good reminder. And I still like your art. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, Lewis is a really good artist. So, okay. Oh, yes, and donating $20 billion to Argentina. America first. That's a semi-annual. There we go. You want to push people to the left. You know, the party that actually gets stuff done, that actually governs, that helps people. Go ahead. Yeah, this is brutal in the short term, and the long term. They're in such a bubble. They do not understand. So, oh boy. Okay. It's a craziness. Okay. The upshot, Heather was asking at 1740. Thank you. One lesson I pray Democrats learn from all of this is how important it is to hold elected officials to the letter of the law. Yes, please. I don't think we move forward without justice for those who broke and bent laws for MAGA. Will there be robust prosecution in courts and in Congress for Trump's henchmen? Amy says Laura Loomer is having kittens about the Qatar training base in Idaho. America first. Ten of Swords is that stupid ballroom, the Trump Epstein hooker lounge. Let's not call it the H word, because they had a lot of victims. But the Trump Epstein ballroom, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Amber saying 400 plus viewers. Let's remember to like the live and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you. Shauna Max says, no, hookah, as in hookah. There we go. Yes, but it's way down at the end. Democrats, okay, criminals. We are awash with them. There's the damage they do, but also health. Anyway, there's just a bunch of lies They're lying constantly. Their plans, it's right there. They're admitting the stuff they've done. And then we get Democrats moving forward, like winning the midterms because we're all going to go out and vote blue, right? Right? We're going to vote blue all the way down, right? On everybody. And you can get ballots ahead of time, or at least what the ballots are going to look like. So you have time to go online and research all the judges and all the people you can. There isn't always a ton of information, but quite often there's at least some. But yeah, so this is Democrats moving forward, but it's down the road. Right now, we're still in this mess. Right now, we are, let's say, collecting evidence that's being given to us in real time. Okay. So, has Pam Bondi actually been disbarred? Kathy, thank you. Voting blue here. Thank you. Sarah is she's actually, if you're in Shreveport, you can let me know and I'll try to find out exactly where Sarah is, but she's at a park where they're going to be various vendors selling their wares, and they're all kind of it's a little petting zoo there. So today and tomorrow, it's a good day down in Shreveport to go out there. And you could meet Sarah too. But I know most of you aren't in Shreveport, so. No, not yet, G Green. Okay, that's what I thought. Now, there was something I was looking into, and if I go back up here, because Marjorie Orr over on her astrology blog was talking about Pam Bondi. And basically, she has her Scorpio sun conjunct Neptune. And the low end of that is very much evasion, secrecy, defensiveness. It's that Saturn fog. It can be great creativity, fantastic artistry, but it can also just be a whole bunch of lying, evasiveness. I guess which one she's embraced. So Neptune is going to activate deceptive aspects tied to her Mars and Jupiter, and her relationship with Trump looks strained and due for a rift by late 2026. So, there was an argument in the comments about if she is the most disliked woman in America right now. Bondi, Kristi Noem. It says something that MTG is not the clear winner right off the top. Who do you think? What do you think? Who do you think is the most disliked woman in America right now? So what's going to happen to Pam Bondi? You know, she could have ripped up the agreement that Acosta had made with Epstein down in Florida and really gone after him. She didn't. And now she's dragging her feet, protecting monsters. Rob's saying Melania. There we go. Burns says Kristi Noem. M says, I was going to say Blake Lively. There we go. Oh, who was it here? Ronnie says KK Caroline. There we go. John Platt is voting for Ginny Thomas. I haven't talked about her in a while. Rose Blue, pilots and air traffic controllers not going to work during the shutdown. Things are going to decline rapidly in aviation. They just are. Rob says too many nominees. There we go. Melania. Chris Cool says Tulsi. There we go. Jamie says Bondi. Yep. Okay, well. Here's the thing. This is her past, and it's not pretty. She got the big chair. Hanged Man, World, Page of Swords, Fool. That's Trump. Right now, she's got the big chair. But here's the thing. There's a big suspension there. There's a big end right there. Here's the thing. Are you trying to be in a position of power while female? You're useful now, but you know you're taking a job from one of the MAGA men, don't you? It just feels like when she's finally gone that people are like, oh. And Trump's mad because she hasn't. Well, I mean, they brought charges against Comey, and now they've brought charges against Leticia James, but none of it's going to stick. So, enjoy your new career, whatever that's going to be. Raymond is saying, "Oh, Eric? Oh, wow. He got both his brain cells together and just wrote really, really hard and got a little bit of a spark and made a comment? Okay." Eric accuses Jack Smith of planting documents at Mar-a-Lago. But Jack wasn't special counselor when the FBI obtained court order to search for classified documents. I know, but it was just the 2 cells, so it's really hard to get enough. Yeah. Thank you. Jeez. Whew. It's okay. Ouch, taking a job from a male while being female. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that there's not rampant misogyny. Amy says, not the brightest crayon, is he? No. Rose Blue is asking, Dumpty flies to the Middle East. Does he plan to not return? His Secret Service team won't go to prison for him. His Secret Service team, why would they go to prison? Does he plan on returning? Heck yeah. There's no reason for him not to. Not yet. So, Lewis wants to know, while he's on Fox, who's pouring the concrete? There we go. Visualize 70 says that reasoned argument is not Eric's strong point, but then I don't know what is. Pretty much. Oh, Isabel, we were talking about that right off the top. Mm-hmm. Okay, so all right, then there was there's a big discussion about the shutdown. And I thought we should look at that. 2940, if I can find the right place to put this. 2940. Oh, we talked about Bondi, and I didn't put the time down. Oh, shoot. Well, We'll just put a placeholder in there and pick this up. And I'll be with you in just a moment, talk amongst ourselves. Do this and the shutdown. All right. Oh, I'm glad you like the panels. I like them. Excuse me. I like them for the autumn leaves. I liked it for the colors. I liked it for this lovely golden light. Sorry. I like it for the cute animals. Love this color. But I also loved it because it's like both birds are going, what? Yeah, I thought it was pretty fitting. 31. Let's do 31. Okay. As I was saying, so with the shutdown, there are 750,000 employees facing unpaid work or furloughed or being furloughed, whatnot. While Republicans blame Democrats for supposedly funding undocumented immigrants, the law already forbids such benefits. I don't know, that cold splash of reality. Democrats are fighting to preserve healthcare subsidies that are set to expire. Okay. So Marjorie Orr was saying that the U.S. chart, if you use solar arcs, it's kind of like progressions, only slightly different. If you know what that is. Solar arc Saturn square Neptune in the U.S. chart signals paralysis and warns of economic strain. The Federal Reserve is facing its own planetary stress, and Trump's chart has some weakness in it. So, trying to see if there's anything specific, because this was supposed to be about the shutdown. There were some people discussing a possible economic strain of the U.S. could soon spend more on debt interest than defense. That's kind of scary. And that Uranus and Saturn's transits 2026 to 2028 point to turbulence similar to possibly similar to the 2008 crash. There's gnarly astrology coming up over the next few years. It just is. So, the shutdown. Wow. Minor arcana as far as the eye can see. Card for the reading, major arcana, chaos. Nellie says the stock market in free fall according to Aaron Parnas due to Trump announcing possible new tariffs on China. Well, the stock market was already pretty overblown, so that wouldn't surprise me. But thank you for letting us know. As far as the shutdown goes, far right, MAGA knights doing their thing. Here's the plan. And then they're on the defensive. Meanwhile, Democrats are holding together. And there's Trump's base of power as he's being blamed. So, is the shutdown going to end anytime soon? Is this government shutdown going to end anytime soon? Ann says Dow Jones is down 553. That actually doesn't sound like much. I mean, it was up. I mean, it's up over. Is it still up over 40,000 or something? So, the percentage-wise, that's the thing about if you hear something about the stock market. Okay, keep something in mind. Sometimes journalists will create headlines to get clicks, saying, "Oh my gosh, the stock market is down." Blah blah blah. Don't look at the number. Look at the percentage. But they don't do that. They use the number because up until the 90s, the actual height of the Dow Jones, the highest numbers were really very low. So, and since it's only 1.19%, exactly. Yeah. So, 45,800. Thank you, Cookie. Yeah, I would not worry about that. Why do I not see an end? There's dumpster fire, and he is being blamed. Waiting for their ship to come in. Just keep moving the way they were going. Leaving voters out with higher healthcare. Page of Wands. 10 of Wands, burden. Page of Swords, weak Dumpty. Weak legislators. Why am I not picking up on anything? It's going to reopen eventually. Why have I got so little here? She's asking, oh, do a Celtic cross? I could. Let me see. Amy says, I remember in the early 90s when it was around 3,000, and the 500-point drop would be catastrophic. Yeah. Yeah. There's already talk that there's an AI bubble going on right now. And that's the only reason the stock market is as high as it is. Oh! Okay, apparently I'm doing five more cards. Deb says other readers got 3 weeks, but this was early last week. What I've got here is worse than that. Healthcare, card for the reading. Okay, Democrats holding together for healthcare. On the far right, trying to stir up trouble. Fool. Yeah, their fearless leader. Oh, feeling all beaten up. Oh, you can't go forward and do even more damage? What a shame. Day late and a dollar short. And then I've got a death card. So that doesn't... This is running out of money, and then this is leading to some dire consequences. I want this to be better. Please prove me wrong. M says, so it will end soon? That looks pretty bad. It looks very bad. Yes, I like that. Visualize 70 said it's not so much economics as economics. Yeah. Marie's wondering, are we ever going to have a thriving middle class again? Yeah, if people vote blue. So, Kaludi is saying a lot of economists are predicting a bubble burst. And I remember the 80s when interest rates went up to 15% for a while. Oh, yeah, 70s. weren't they sitting at 14% for a really long time? Something crazy like that. So, yeah, they'll eventually do something, but it looks like the Democrats are going to win. Right now, that's Speaker Mikey the Heretic sitting pretty. And he sent everybody home, but they can't get Democrats to give up. In the center, I have Democrats getting what they want. And then Chariot would be a big movement. And the Queen of Swords, and then the legislators go forward. That's what I've got. It will end. And it looks and feels like Democrats will win because they'll stick together. But I've got some nastiness between here and there. Bear says, as long as he doesn't stop our elections with a war. If you look at his chart, and I did this a while back, you look at his chart and you look at the chart of the Austrian German with the funny mustache, him, they have very different charts. And funny mustache guy, it was very belligerent and warlike and all this energy. Trump's energy is corrosive. It's underneath. It is corroding the foundations of our, so it's not really out there, if that makes any sense. So, he seems to be doing most of his damage to us. But for what it's worth, his chart is very much more corroding us at home. And the problem with doing some kind of war overseas is Trump might lose. Anyway. All right. Diddy 4230. Back up here, I had taken notes on hold on. All right, it was the difference between now and the McCarthy era. I took notes. 43. How long? And then era versus today. Okay. So the notes I took, obviously there's an effort between the McCarthy era, the witch hunts, the demagoguery, the intimidation, and the coordinated effort now from the White House to punish critics. And thank you, Chris Cool. It was I did write it down. Thank you. McCarthy's chart had fanatical Uranus-Neptune dynamics and combative Mars aspects that resonated with the U.S.'s chart's susceptibility to demagogues back in 1950. Trump's chart compared to the U.S. chart is still, you still have some coercion, but he doesn't have the same power. He doesn't have the same drive. And remember, at this point, he's working 3 hours a day, if that. So in the 1950s, you had a Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Libra, and today we're in the middle of this double one. We had one, and then we're going to have another Saturn-Neptune conjunction, this time in Aries. So that's, you get rhymes. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Yeah, this is the problem. The problem is that we're stuck in this. Not completely. There will be some bright parts between now and January 2027 where hopefully Democrats will take control of at least the House, if not the House and the Senate. Please vote. Please vote blue. Please. Please vote for the main Democratic candidates. Please. To make certain we can get over the edge. Primaries are the time to go for, a variety of different candidates, but the actual election is when you go for one. You go with the one who's most likely to win. Because the one you want with who maybe is more to the left, who would offer more, who would be better, they didn't become the mainstream candidate. So we need Democrats there. So that's the fine. Now, primaries, knock yourself out. Please do. Maybe you can get some people who are further to the left in. But the actual election, one, most popular, vote. Okay. We're stuck in this right now. But we're still here. I mean, I don't even feel like I need to do a, reading for us, cards for us today, because we're here. We are the hope. This is not our lesson to learn. We believe in equality. We believe in, you would think on the right that they would believe in merit, but they don't. Mm-mm. No. You have to give specific, not all, but specific white men as much power as possible. Because apparently they can't compete otherwise. They don't tell you that part, though, do they? And it's not all. Anyway, there's a government. People being hemmed in. And people like Monster Moses Mike. Just tra-la-la. So we're still stuck in this for now. But it is not forever. But it's up to us. Okay. M says, remember when the world thought George W. Bush was the worst president ever? I remember those days. It inspired one of my favorite albums, actually. Nine Inch Nails did Year Zero. There's some gorgeous stuff in there. It was like a soundtrack for a movie, or the story for a movie that wasn't made. The aliens coming to the earth and saying, you will basically fix your stuff, be decent, or we will wipe this place clean. But there's also a song in there called, he signs his name with a capital G. Anyway, it was very good. It's very good. Especially in this twilight, it's gorgeous. As the story progresses. Anyway, I won't go into it anymore. But, all right, so we did that. And 50 minutes in, Lorena was saying what happened to RFK Jr. since he hasn't been seen lately. Oh, alas, he has. Actually this morning, I watched Hal Sparks going over the cabinet meeting with RFK Jr. talking, and that's always a bad thing whenever he's talking. Let's do at 51. This is from Lewis. Related. RFK Jr. has declared, with his numerous imagined degrees, that circumcision causes autism. I heard him say it. So then he tried. Anyone who's saying, "Oh no, he only meant Tylenol," no, go back and listen. Go back and watch the video, because he was talking about circumcision and how the numbers of people get autism, those who are circumcised, is just. And after he talked about that for a little bit, he said, although some of it could be from the Tylenol given to them. Yeah. I am really, really hoping that is finally dawning on people how dangerous this man is. Have a great day, G. Green. And Trump bought it hook, line, and stupid. Whew, Brianna says the way my jaw hit the floor when I realized he actually said that. Yeah. Chemical Score says, so girls don't have autism. No, apparently not. Oh, or if they do, it's only because of the Tylenol, which it's not. Oh, Dana, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you. Thank you. Timda says, is that a Jewish dig? Do you know how surprised I would be if it was? Not at all. Dumb as a brick. Childish. Correlation is not causation. He will not understand that. So, yeah, he's trying to redo medicine to be what is in his little fantasy world. And President Blunderdum is dumb enough to go along with it. Well, if I would just say, being a non-doctor, but I would say that just don't take the Tylenol. Just don't take it. Just don't take it. Just tough it out. Just don't take it. And this jar was a glass. They pump that much into babies for vaccines. I mean, I would say that's too much. And it was just a random glass in front of him. That's just too much. And I'd say break that down into smaller amounts. I take supplements every day to help my brain. I do. I take vegan omega-3s, DHA, EPA, and other things, and vitamin C, and I do things to help my brain, and they're killing my brain cells with the tra-la-la. Some people are buying it. Wow. Joey says he said that, and the rest of the cabinet members looked stone-faced. Yeah. Every once in a while, you'd get you'd get the equivalent of a twitch out of Rubio. Oh yeah, this is King not doing well. It's deteriorating quickly. This whole thing. So hopefully, yes, Cindy. He also said, yes, this is true. RFK Jr. said that a woman taking Tylenol, she took it on purpose, hurts the baby in the placenta. Baby in the placenta, huh? And you don't have a medical degree? Oh, that can't be. You're so on top of it. Yeah, it is very much becoming apparent that real medical people and women, and it's garbage that they are spewing. So oh, absolutely, and always blaming women. Always. Guaranteed. Okay. Let me see. There was something else. There was a specific. Hang on. No, I don't see it here. All right. In that case. Oh, I was going to check on the Leticia James indictment at 5715. I don't know the details. Leticia James indictment. What little I have heard is that she was helping her niece or cousin or someone get housing, and she had filled out like 3 different sets of paperwork for different properties they were trying to get or something, and she did it correctly on 2 of them, but like checked the wrong thing on the 3rd about whether it was her primary residence or not. But it was on the other 2, it was fine. And you have to prove intent to defraud. The bear says she helped her niece with the home. There we go. Amy says, I heard she mischecked a box by mistake and corrected it in writing. Mm-hmm. It was 1 check mark. And you're taking up a judge's valuable time on this. I think it's going to be hard to make this case. I mean, that's pathetic. On the defensive, just Trump wants to use his bludgeon, trying to quiet him down, and them running their mouths. This will cost her a lot of money, but there are, okay, that's just them. Their arguments are pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. Sharon Rice says it's suspicious that the charges remain sealed. Oh, do they now? I wonder why. Because everyone would know it's awful and wrong. Amy said a lot of people are donating to her. Good. Yes, the bear. She's gone on TV and stated exactly what Trump is doing and why. Yeah. All right. Nil point. Yeah, but they do all this stuff just to appease dumpster fire. So, all right. Well, alas, our hour has elapsed. But thank you so much for being here. It is 1:15 p.m. here in Chicago. At 3 o'clock, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Sarah won't be there today or tomorrow, but I will be working on my novel outline and some accounting stuff I need to do. So, yeah, I hope you can come by with anything it is you want to do, and we'll just encourage you. People are very friendly over there. All right. So please remember, you're not alone. We are in this together. There really are good days ahead. All right. Keep your chin up. All right. And I'll see you later, as always. All right.